Imagine this. The world is crumbling around you. Everything feels uncertain. People are panicking, shouting, running. Chaos is everywhere. But in the middle of all that madness, there's someone standing still, calm and composed. Their face doesn't show fear or anger. They're steady, like a rock in a stormy sea. How is that possible? Have you ever wondered if you could be that person? The truth is, you can. And it starts with learning from the Stoics, those ancient thinkers who mastered the art of staying calm in chaos. Stoics were not just philosophers. They were warriors, leaders, and everyday people who faced wars, betrayal, disease, and disaster without losing their cool. But how did they do it? And can their wisdom still help us today? Picture your life. Maybe it's not exactly a battlefield, but the stress of deadlines, arguments, financial troubles, or health problems can feel like a war zone. Have you ever snapped at someone because things got overwhelming? Or maybe you felt paralyzed by anxiety, unsure of what to do next. We've all been there. But the Stoics knew a secret. Calmness isn't about controlling the chaos around you. It's about mastering what's inside you. One of their most famous practices was asking themselves a simple question. Is this within my control? Think about that for a second. How many times have you stressed over things you couldn't change? Traffic jams, other people's opinions, the weather. All of it is outside your control. The Stoics would say, why waste energy on it? Instead, they focused on what they could control, their thoughts, their reactions, and their actions. Doesn't that make sense? Wouldn't life feel lighter if you stopped fighting battles you can never win? Let's take an example. Imagine you're running late for an important meeting, and there's nothing you can do to speed up traffic. Most people would sit there, gripping the steering wheel, cursing their luck. But a Stoic would take a deep breath and think, this is out of my hands. What I can control is how I use this time. Maybe they'd practice gratitude, plan their next steps, or simply enjoy a moment of silence. Doesn't that sound like a better way to handle stress? Another Stoic secret is something called negative visualization. It might sound strange, but hear me out. They would actually imagine the worst-case scenario, losing their job, their home, even their life. Why? Not to scare themselves, but to remind themselves of two things. First, that they could survive even the worst, and second, to appreciate what they already had. When was the last time you truly appreciated the simple things in your life? A roof over your head, a warm meal, a kind word from a friend. We often take these for granted. Negative visualization can be a powerful tool to snap you out of frustration and into gratitude. But what about when emotions run high? We're all human, and sometimes anger, fear, or sadness can feel overwhelming. The Stoics believed in creating a gap between stimulus and response. When something happens that triggers you, take a pause. Count to 3. Breathe. Ask yourself, what would the best version of me do right now? It's not easy at first, but with practice, this pause becomes your superpower. You're no longer a slave to your emotions. You're the master of them. Here's another trick they used: detachment. The Stoics would remind themselves, I am not my possessions, my status, or even my body. I am my character and my mind. Think about how much of your stress comes from fearing loss of money, reputation, or relationships. What if you could detach yourself from those fears? It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. Imagine walking through life lighter, unburdened by constant worry. Wouldn't that feel freeing? The Stoics also emphasized preparation. They didn't wait for chaos to hit them unprepared. They trained their minds daily, like athletes train their bodies. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most famous Stoics, wrote in his journal every morning to remind himself of what he might face: rude people, challenges, setbacks. By mentally preparing for these, he wasn't caught off guard. How often do you prepare your mind for the day ahead? Could you start tomorrow with a simple intention? No matter what happens today, I will stay calm. One of the most powerful Stoic ideas is memento mori, or remember you must die. This isn't about being morbid. It's about urgency and focus. Knowing life is short can make you cherish each moment and stop sweating the small stuff. Think about it. If you knew today was your last day, would you waste it being angry about a minor inconvenience? Or would you spend it being present, kind, and grateful? Life's fleeting nature is a reminder to focus on what truly matters. Now, let's get practical. Start small. When you feel stress creeping in, pause and ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If it's yes, take action. Practice gratitude daily, even for the smallest things. Try imagining a worst-case scenario, not to scare yourself, but to remind yourself of your resilience. Write down your thoughts in a journal, like Marcus Aurelius did, and set intentions for your day. These little habits might seem simple, but over time, they can transform the way you handle chaos. So, what about you? Are you ready to take the first step toward mastering calmness? Imagine how your life could change. Imagine facing challenges with confidence instead of fear. Imagine being the person everyone else looks to when things go wrong, because you radiate calm. Isn't that worth striving for? If this resonates with you, and if you're ready to dive deeper into mastering your mind and emotions, why not subscribe to my channel? I share more insights, tips, and stories to help you not just survive chaos, but thrive in it. Let's embark on this journey together. Your calm, confident self is waiting. Are you ready to meet them?